What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we're jumping into Phoenix, issue number 1. With the first Krakoan age ending, we pick up From the Ashes, a brand new beginning for all of mutant kind. And in this new era, we've already begun to see how some of our X-Men, some of our mutants are operating. But when it comes to Jean Grey, she finds herself once again one with the Phoenix. Completely whole, able to control every aspect of this. Reunited with this power, she is taken to the cosmos. She has gone to help on a much grander scale than anything that she has ever been doing on Earth. She is off to save entire civilizations. But as we are gonna soon learn, not everybody is going to see Jean Grey as the savior. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, it picks us up with the narration of a young girl, the daughter of a priest. Her entire life, she was told that there was one all-powerful God. She was taught to pray, to devote herself entirely to the one true. The story that she tells is filtered through her own understanding of the universe, which is quite complicated. Her name being Adani. In her lifetime, she experienced the Universal Church of Truth, conquering entire populations, offering only two options to anybody that they encountered, and that was salvation or death. And as time had went on, she learned that her father only truly hated one thing more than anything else, fearing something more than anything in this universe, and that is the Phoenix. The first time that she had ever encountered Jean Grey, she had never heard of the Phoenix or the X-Men, knew nothing of the story on how Jean Grey became one with the Phoenix, only knew the stories of a murderer, one who destroys worlds, one that consumes suns for substance, an entire species fall in the process. She grew up being told that the Phoenix was the living embodiment of fear itself. And after her first encounter with the Phoenix, that was a pivotal turning point in her life. That her encounter with the Phoenix would change and alter the course of her entire existence permanently. And when the Phoenix arrives, the people declare that she is here to destroy them. But she tries to let them know that that's not the case. That this sun is dying. She is here to prevent this. And in time, the girl, she learned more about Jean Grey, how powerful she truly was. As we see before us, the Phoenix truly burning out of her body, coming forth and absorbing all of this sun's energy. And so all of this takes us to where this story truly begins. A prison inside of a black hole. We have Cade and Nova. Right now, this prison is about to fall into a black hole. With Nova coming out of his coma, he's jumped right back into what he does best. And so while they try to save the day, this is when things go sideways. Damage to the prison, everybody is thrown. But when everybody is thrown, a cell door is opened up. And we see that Morgue is free. Morgue wastes no time going directly in on Nova. Nova dishing it right back to him. And so while Nova is handling all of this, we pick up with Jean Grey. She's having a conversation with Cyclops. Really just discussing how those people were so afraid of her. Wasn't truly prepared on how it would feel to be so feared. But you cannot deny what she did is a good thing. And absorbing all of that sun, all the excess energy, at least extending the sun's life. Giving it more time before it reaches some kind of critical state. And when Cyclops brings up what kind of timeline they're looking at on when she might return, and this is something that she can't answer. She loves him, she cares about him. Their minds are intertwined with one another. But she knows that she has work to do. She knows that she needs to be out here, she just hasn't figured out why. And though she doesn't technically need a ship out here, she doesn't need anything. Being a cosmic entity and all, she does have a ship that is kind of like her home base. A little reminder of back home. But while they have this conversation, this is when Jean gets an SOS. A distress call, a signal going out. And so with her taking off to save the universe, we pick back up at the prison. Standing tall, we have Pericus. Freed from his prison, now free to do whatever he chooses. And in another part of the ship, we have Nova, Morg standing over his body, ready to take him out right here, right now. But as he goes to deal the killing blow, we have the arrival of the Phoenix. Nova's the one that sent out the distress call, with him really getting used to the whole psychic alarm idea. She lets him know that it worked and it was loud. But catching her up on what's going on, the black hole is destabilizing, trying to get hundreds of dangerous criminals out of this area into safety before it falls apart. This is where Jean decides that she's going to go out and try to stabilize the black hole. Considering she just absorbed a dying sun, how much harder could this be for her? And so Jean goes out and she gets into the black hole. She became the black hole. She gave every part of herself to the stars, feeling the cosmos as it moved around her, until it eventually joined her in the dance, mimicking her movements. Jean rose with rhythm of the universe and tamed a beast older than time itself. The cosmos simply did what she wanted. The Phoenix had always been a part of her. From the first moment that Jean retreated from reality, holding her own soul at the edge of death, the Phoenix knew Jean was the one who could make the planet stop spinning. Jean is and always has been the Phoenix. But in this moment, she showed the entire galaxy exactly what that meant. While this is ongoing, this is when she gets the message. Pericus has escaped. The Dark God, the one who once defeated Thor, very familiar with who he is. As he takes off in an escape pod, she goes to stop him. But unfortunately, the prison, it is still about ready to explode. And so Jean had to make a choice. Pericus escaped. He took off into the cosmos, but hundreds of lives would be spared this day. But she would never be able to conceive the consequences of her actions. With the Dark God crash landing on a primitive planet, one where they are able to understand his language, we have the young girl Adani. This is the day that she was greeted by a god. Now, of course, the people, they want to fight against him. They're scared. They are fearful. They don't know what to think of this person. And so when Adani's father tries to stand against him, her father is slain right before her eyes. The Dark God had brought death to her home that day, but she would learn much later on in life that Jean Grey pointed the way. And that will be the end of this issue. Now, before we end this one out, there is a QR code you guys can scan. I'll leave it up for a little bit so you can scan it. It's a little bonus page with some just insight into Adani in the future, becoming almost like a mercenary, some kind of killer, possibly even intent on trying to hunt down Jean Grey herself, because it appears that she is holding Jean Grey responsible for the death of her father, letting the Dark God go. Instead of stopping him, she chose to save the criminals. Because of that, innocent lives had suffered. Obviously, the Phoenix didn't know what could happen by letting him go. She made a split-second decision. She saved hundreds of lives. But how many lives are lost because the Dark God was let loose? And it's definitely nice to see that Jean Grey is out here in the cosmos. Officially back as the Phoenix, confirmed that she is the one true person to have the Phoenix. That is not a question. Her, the Phoenix, Jean Grey, they are all one. She will forever be the only true host for the Phoenix. But it's nice to get Jean Grey and the Phoenix away from Earth, away from mutant problems, and focusing on big universal things. Saving planets, absorbing dying suns, becoming one with freaking black holes. This is the kind of stuff that I want to see the Phoenix doing, and I am excited to see what they can put up against the Phoenix considering her freaking power level. What could stand against her? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get completely caught up on everything going on with the X-Men or any of the X titles, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.